The Lord detests double standards. He is not pleased by dishonest scales. So, with all that has been happening in the world, anyone would expect that peoples and governments of the world would work together for our well-being. But it becomes very hard for people like me to keep up with the level of double standard. Yes, double standards. You appeal to us to trust the science, but you denigrate us as illiterates for choosing to trust the God who created science and is therefore higher than science. God is more sure than science and can be trusted over science. Double standard. You say we must come together to save everyone in our world from a virus, but you are still bombing villages and nations in parts of the world. Double standard. You say you are all about our good, but you want it so bad you are prepared to psychologically and emotionally abuse us through coercion and manipulation. This is a claim to want our physical health while having no regard and openly destroying our mental health. Double standard. You say you defend my human rights by a constitution that's just written on paper, but you go through my employer to threaten my livelihood, then say that's every employer's right. Double standard. You want the health and well-being of every single citizen, but you ignore small communities who beg you not to erect polluting industries in their area, because for you such a small group is just collateral damage for the larger population. Double standard. You ignore the voice of the church because religion has no place in politics, but you use and misuse the voice of the church to articulate and carry out your demands in the world. Double standard. The markets and groceries with ongoing interaction are open all day, every day. But houses of worship cannot open for 2 hours once a week. If you feared God, or if he was high on your list, you would know that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Double standard. When preachers preach Christ as they have a God-given obligation to do, they are sternly rebuked as enemies of the state. But when they sit in silence and acquiesce to your message, they are friends and allies. Double standard. The church cannot be open to call people to eternal life, but we can open it to receive them when they are dead. And I hear God say, I want living sacrifices. Double standard. And you think that when they come into the church, dead and lost, that we can simply pray them over from purgatory into heaven? Except we have one problem with that: there is no purgatory. It's not found in the Bible. The Bible only teaches that the dead is dead and too late to come to church. Double standard. You want me to be convinced that you are about saving my physical life from one disease among 1,000 more in this messed up and broken life. And in the same breath, you tell me to ignore my investment into eternal life beyond this mess. You're essentially asking me to have faith in mortal man while denying me the faith in the God of the universe. And yet you say to me, don't make this a spiritual issue. It's only about my health. The problem with that is that only God can truly heal, for He is the giver and sustainer of life. So my health and my healing is in fact a God issue. And God is a spirit, and those who worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Now that worship is not only going to church, whose doors are closed. It means worship as a lifestyle. Therefore, everything about me is a spiritual matter. Double standard. You see, the double standards we just can't take. Not even the worldlings can keep up. They lament they've had enough. You can't keep shifting the goalposts when we are trying to follow you, and be so bold to demand we follow you on such shifting sand. We would come up lost. So, on Christ, the solid rock, I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. Look, it's simple. When I measure what you are giving with what Christ has given, see, I've counted the cost and I don't want to be lost. That is why I am sticking with Jesus. You see, diseases change. These science change. Leaders change. Laws change. People change. Situations change. But my God cannot change. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Forever. For there is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Listen, I have made my choice. I have chosen. I choose the standard, the only standard, Jesus, the Christ.